everybody. Welcome back to Gen X Vibes. We've got another episode, and I'm so excited for this topic. This is Saturday mornings, the best day of the week. Of course, I am here with my co-host and little brother, John Pat.
Substantially younger.
Oh, so much younger. Not at all. Not at all, people. I know you wouldn't believe it anyway. So, yeah. But so first of all, before we get talking about the wonderful world of Saturday mornings, behind you, explain that, because we just talked about that on a different episode, right?
Yeah, this is the classic dodgeball. Everybody looking at this should be able to also hear it in their minds. This was the ball that was thrown at your face. It's 75 miles an hour. It was this is what it looked like, pristine, left out in the sun. What's that?
I had the imprint of it on my face. Yeah,
exactly. Left out in the sun, it would turn to a odd color of darker Pepto-Bismol, what have you.
Cue the t-shirt.
There you go. That's exactly the color. There you go.
One of Gen X Vibes' new designs.
And
it's got the little dimples and everything.
And what's funny about this is again, like we talked about, these only, when we were growing up, these only existed in public school gym classes. If you tried to go out and buy one, and it was multi-purpose because we use it for kickball as well. And if you got behind one of these in kickball, it would go a country mile.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God. What? Okay, John Denver. What is that?
Country roads take me home. First of all, we could do a whole session on like the music, because our generation, like, we know no bounds. Okay, there is no shame in our game. We can go from ABBA to Motley Crue in our playlist and feel confident as a Gen Xer that we are crushing it. So
no segues needed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's true. When I'm playing my Spotify, Jim's like, "Wow, okay, that's the right turn and another right turn, and we're back."
And we're back. And you're like, there's one common theme: happiness. All of this music makes me happy.
From Neil Diamond to AC/DC.
Yeah. Well, here's one, by the way. As always, we're already off to the races on not doing our topic, right? But did you know, like ABBA's Dancing Queen was recorded in something like 74?
Yeah.
So that's like 40 years old, 50 years old.
More than that. It's 50 years old. It's going to be 50 this year. Yeah. That would be a good that would be a good t-shirt for a woman turning 50.
Oh, yeah. Queen. Oh, hey, my wife, she turns 50 this year. That's right. She's the original Dancing Queen.
There you We'll do a beta for her.
Not exactly our demographic. This is not getting posted.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Let's hope she never finds this channel.
I hope somebody will. All right, so the actual topic that we decided on was Saturday mornings. And, just like when we talked about dinners, the elbows off the table episode, I feel like there's like ritual around this too, not just the shows. You know what I mean? And I would even say that it started Friday night, because sometimes we would want to put the channel on.
Well, we only had 3, but you're right.
No, but we wanted it on what we wanted it on.
Because we wanted to sleep right up to that point. Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and so
I'm always proud of myself when I have a memory.
But also part of the ritual was cereal, right? At some point during a commercial break or something like that, we're going to go and we're going to run and get a bowl of cereal and so on and so forth. And like, it's not like we had breakfast as a group together or anything like that. But if we were going to have a family breakfast, that was on Sunday, right? Maybe pancakes would be made, maybe French toast would be made, something like that. But Saturday was made for just carbohydrates and pure sugar. That with whole milk, because there was no 2% back then.
Skim milk.
We'll have to check with Mom, but when we were growing up and late 70s, early 80s watching cartoons, I got I gotta believe that
Maybe
the
we had whole milk until the later 80s when, fat meant you were fat. You know what I mean? Like fat
Yep,
caused fat. And so we went
yep,
skim. Maybe I have to
yeah.
ask. The answer is going to be 2% right in the middle or something like that.
Yeah.
But the cereal, I remember, I'm just now remembering, not a whole TV tray like that was high enough to be come up to your chair, but we were sitting on the floor.
Oh yeah,
And
the metallic ones.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And didn't they have cartoons on them or something too? Like,
I kind of remember them having like a Courier and Ives Christmas scene because they were
okay,
metal and they
yeah,
had folding
yeah.
metal, right,
Mhm.
folding metal
Legs.
legs, and the rims were actually kind of raised a little bit, and it was
Mhm.
like a
Kind of lip.
tin,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
I remember it having not necessarily cartoons, but more of again like a Courier and Ives like British countryside scene or something. We'll have to poll the family and see what everybody's recollections are.
Yeah, and I think that maybe that was like the first of them, but I am seeing like maybe Alice had a strawberry shortcake one or something, you know what I mean?
Well, Alice got everything. So I'm going to us being Gen
Right. Yeah.
X, right?
Right.
Where
Right.
where where our parents didn't throw anything out.
Yep.
And so every piece of furniture,
Hmm.
every piece of equipment like was easily a decade old,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But
And
also back
metal. Always
and
metal.
metal, right? Lead, right? Like, ouch, this is hot. Here, let me put down the asbestos mat for you then. Like, we didn't have a care in the world back then.
I do remember the trays you're saying, yeah, for sure. But yeah, and so I remember sitting crisscross. No, we said Indian style then.
Hmm.
Sitting Indian
Yep.
style with the.
Yep.
Do you remember which kind of cereal you liked?
So, I mean, I was always a Cocoa Puffs fan. I would go, I
Mhm.
would go cuckoo, like legitimately cuckoo. Honestly,
Wasn't a far ride.
um, hated Captain Crunch.
Yeah, me
Captain
neither.
Crunch, yeah, I mean, you might as well be chewing on broken glass. You
Yeah,
are going to end up with scrapes on the
yeah.
top of your mouth by eating Captain Crunch. Never understood that one. Lucky Charms,
Lucky Charms.
like Lucky Charms, getting some of that.
Mhm.
Um,
What can
and,
you name the marshmallows?
Green Clovers, Blue Diamonds, because he had a sequence. It was like,
Right.
uh, uh, uh,
Pink hearts, yellow moons, something
blue,
something.
yeah, Pink Hearts, Yellow Moons, Green Clovers, Blue
Clovers,
Diamonds.
blue diamonds.
There you go. And
Yeah.
now they got now I think well done, by the way. Now they've got the I think rainbow ones in there as well.
Yeah, those are the OG.
OG, right? Uh huh. Uh huh. So yeah.
I liked
Little
Fruit Loops.
yeah, 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 not my. But actually, here's one. How about those variety packs? I mean, I don't even know if they make those anymore. But remember, we used to get the
They
variety
did when the
packs.
boys were young because Santa brought them because we didn't have sugary cereal.
Oh, that's
So as a
smart.
treat, Santa would bring them. But remember the boxes turned into bowls?
I do. Now that you mention it, I do. But
Do
I
it the
mean, but
right
that
way.
was it. That was an accident waiting to happen. So
No, I know, but it was pretty
yeah,
ingenious. It was
it was pretty ingenious. But also, like fatty boom baladi. One box. Come on.
pretty-
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I gotta take three of them and dump them into a salad bowl, and like one of our Tupperwares that's consistently stained with tomato
No,
sauce,
no,
right?
no. It's the vomit bowl that was also the salad
Oh,
bowl.
I actually was thinking about it. I'm like, we need a vomit bowl, and so here's one that I got to ask ask the Gen Xers. Did your family have a vomit bowl?
I think
Like,
most did.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was that bowl that was kept under the sink in the
Mhm.
bathroom
In the
for that
bathroom.
one purpose,
Mhm.
right? For ours, it was legitimately, because mom was a nurse, it was
Right.
legitimately like medical equipment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like that one bowl, right? But our dog, he's a Frenchie, and so he vomits all the time just because he can. And so we'll wake up and 4 in the morning to hear him going like making that noise, like, and I'm like, damn it, I need a vomit bowl that I can just keep
Yeah.
next to my bed and So that may be
So
in the
total off
future.
topic, and we're probably gonna lose viewers if we have any out there, but they have like the spit bowls that would be perfect for him because they're only like this big, but
Eh,
they're that pink, vomit bowl color. Now he's
yeah, I think ours was green.
well, I mean, I'm just saying of that
Yeah, yeah,
hospital.
of that hospital. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. But also the funny thing was, man, the you know our parents were, never moved faster than when they were trying to get us the vomit bowl.
Yeah. Same, I mean, same as mom. We had one, it was a big white one from the dollar store. It was like literally like a bowl, and I wrote vomit on it, just in case. And,
Just in case.
and Connor, when he was young and had the stomach bug, like, I'd be watching him, right?
Oh,
And
he thought it caused it.
he thought he
Yeah.
it caused it. He thought I was like
Yeah.
making him throw up every time. He was like, no.
It wasn't an identifier. It was a command on the side of the bowl. Vomit! Vomit!
Oh my God, I felt so bad when I realized what he was thinking. But hey, what's up, cartoons? Okay. I'm like,
All right,
what's
there
the
you go.
topic? We're getting way off, way off.
So actually, it's the whole Saturday morning
Yes.
vibe, right? And
One
so
more thing about cereal. I'm sorry. Those corn pops, they were in
okay,
that multi-pack. I
yeah,
just remember them because they were like came in like gold or something. Remember? And like,
yeah. But again, like we could have a whole thing on the multi-pack, and
yeah.
basically there was always a couple of stragglers. There was always
Mhm.
like the last kid to be picked for a team. Like if you were the last kid at the table
Right.
and there was a multi-pack,
Yeah.
you ended up with
The
whatever.
wheat, the corn wheat, like the wheat.
Oh, like Wheaties or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Like the healthy one.
There's not
Corn
even a
flakes. Corn
raisin in
flakes.
here. It's okay, man, because we would also pile sugar on it. Remember? I mean,
Oh my
yeah,
God, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. Like I mean, honestly, in my house, I don't even like if we have sugar, it's way in the pantry for once in a blue moon if my wife bakes or something like that. But having a bowl of sugar with
Yeah.
a spoon in it, that was just sitting right there on the
Yeah.
table and for breakfast,
Yeah.
right? So okay, yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. So first of all, Saturday
the channel's
mornings.
on the correct channel. We get our
Channels on
cereal.
the correct. Well, yeah, but the other thing is this was the one day, like if I remember correctly, cartoons started relatively early. I think that
Mhm.
they started probably around 8 a.m.
That's what I think.
and they
At
and they
least.
end yeah and they ended by 11. So you had
Yes.
3 hours of really good viewing right there. Okay, and this was the one day where your parents did not have to wake you up. You woke yourself
Yeah.
up, right? And so scramble downstairs, get your, so on and so forth. And I got to start with the OG. Okay, the only reason why I know anything any classical music or any opera, Bugs Bunny,
Oh,
Bugs Bunny,
Looney
Bugs Bunny,
Tunes.
yeah, Looney Tunes, Bugs
Classic.
Bunny. I
Yeah.
mean, like I don't know the name of any of these, composers' pieces or anything like
Uh-huh.
that, but I can tell you that Bugs Bunny was coming in on this big fat white horse when this song was playing. Okay.
That's
By the way,
funny that that's what you would think of.
oh my God, yeah, like, and I mean, he Looney Tunes and what have you, they interwove classical music
Mhm.
like Van Gogh used yellow effectively, right? Like seriously,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
because it wasn't just one,
Yeah, it
right?
was
It
awesome.
was
Yeah.
Flight of the Valkyries, Barber of Seville, opera, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So most of us, that was our exposure to classical
That's
music.
yeah, that's interesting. That is not what I would remember about it.
Really? Okay. Well, what do you? Because I mean, because
Yeah.
Looney Tunes was kind of like the it was the OG. It was
It was like
consistent.
the climatic, right? Like was it the end? Like I feel like that's what we waited for. I kind of felt. Huh?
No. I feel like it was what we
First?
started. I feel like it
Okay.
was what we started, right?
Well, here's
Because
what I would think of when I
mhm,
think of it.
mhm.
I think of the violence. Because one time Bugs Bunny shot someone because they were coughing while he was playing the piano. Because he was
Classic,
so frustrated.
classic Bugs.
And
But in that day and age, you know what?
I mean, in today's standards, you know?
Yeah. You know what? Talk shit, get hit. So
I mean, he like, yeah, because I remember him being like,
eh,
like he's all frustrated, and in the end, he shot the person. So yeah, and then Elmer Fudd, yeah,
and Daffy Duck, the classic,
right,
well, I mean,
and
there were
Roadrunner.
Roadrunner and Coyote, Wile E. Coyote, right? Well, first of all, one of the things is like obviously it was a cartoon, and so
Wait,
poetic license, whatever. This wasn't real, um, but it totally numbed you to violence, right? Like, okay, hey,
well, that's
Elmer Fudd's like taking a shotgun directly to Daffy Duck's head. Classic Elmer.
right.
Yeah, you know what? The Wile E. Coyote's getting an Acme anvil dropped on his head. When will he ever learn?
Yeah. I don't know if it desensitized to us. I mean, like, because I'm sure that's some people's arguments, right? That it was bad because of that. But I feel like it, like like we knew what was real and what was not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and probably by by me saying it desensitized, it sound judgy. I mean, I honestly don't. I see no problem with it. Okay,
Okay, that's
I'm a completely well-adjusted person. Okay,
I'm fine.
I came out fine, and and I swear to God, if you cough one more time, just one more time,
I think we're saying the same thing in different ways then. Yeah.
Yeah. But nowadays,
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
people would look at it through a lens and question it.
Oh.
Um, yeah, like,
I mean, to be fair, if the boys were watching something and it was as violent as what we watched, I would be like, what? Just because we're so far from that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to go down this road, but the cartoons that your children watched, they were scrubbed of violence, but they were highly sexualized.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a wholly different conversation. But
Pepe Le Pew.
okay, first of all, that cat was asking for it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Did you say? I mean, yeah, strutting around
Stop it,
with that white paint.
Stop it, you.
I don't know what that means. No. Hey, if John, okay, rewatch
Like
a John
green
Hughes
light.
movie. Yeah, rewatch a John Hughes movie and then tell me that I'm, yeah. Oh my God, horrible.
No,
But okay, so for me, it started off with Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Okay, and to your point, like within Looney Tunes, there was a whole universe, right? And sometimes they would cross over because you'd have Bugs just being Bugs. Oh, I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque. Fine. Okay. Then you had Daffy and Elmer. Sometimes you would have Bugs and Elmer, or Bugs and Daffy, and be like, whoa, we're mixing it up here, right? Sometimes you would have, you'd have the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. And then you'd sometimes even have these other ones. Do you remember, like, there was Wile E. Coyote and some sheepdog, where they would, like, they'd come walking in and they'd like clock in. They'd be friends, but they'd come in and clock in and be like, okay, Ralph, see you tomorrow, and so on and so forth. But while they were there, the coyote was trying to steal the sheep, and the sheepdog was always, remember that one?
I do. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God.
And now there's another one that's just occurring to me, where it was like this big bulldog and this little yippy dog. It's like, you and me are pals, right? Yeah.
Where are you going?
You and me are pals, right?
You, Hank? Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
the Martian was from that.
oh yeah. Marty the Martian, Martin the Martian, something like that.
Probably. I mean, they weren't very creative.
And now that I think about it, Tasmanian Devil. Yep. So all of
the
that.
Martian was Brad's favorite.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember his voice because he had a very specific voice, something like that. Yeah. But it's funny. So I mean, there are still some things that I will quote from it. Specifically, there was one where Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, and Daffy Duck were together, and Elmer Fudd was trying to figure out which one, which one he could shoot, right? And so they were going back and forth, and they're like, "It's duck season. No, it's wabbit season.
Yes,
it's duck
I remember
season.
that.
Okay, and so at one point, Bugs Bunny pulls out a cookbook and starts going through recipes for duck, and he's like, duck under glass, duck à l'orange, drool. And so that right there, drool,
Rule to rule.
45 years later, is still part of my, like, if we're out at a restaurant and dinner comes, I'm like, ooh, drool, right?
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife, of course, looks at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. I'm like, duck
Oh my
color
God,
orange,
I love it. What else?
drool,
What other
drool.
are there other quotes from that you remember?
I'm sure that something will
Yeah.
come to me. Yeah.
That's all, folks. That's how
Oh,
they
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
So, but then, so Looney Tunes,
Okay.
okay,
That was a
like,
full hour, right?
oh yeah. And then from there, it was the world of Hanna-Barbera,
Okay.
because Hanna-Barbera brought us Flintstones,
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo,
Mhm.
Captain Caveman,
I don't know.
and some others that will come to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, I think Tom and Jerry as well,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
I think so.
Okay. Now, some of these they would play in the afternoons. Like Tom and Jerry, I remember, like, we would come home from school, and that I don't remember them Saturday morning.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree. I don't think they
Scoop-
were in the lineup.
yeah, Scooby Doo. I don't. I'm not sure if it was in the Saturday morning lineup or it was like in the afternoons, but absolutely loved everything about Scooby Doo.
Yeah. And it
Like,
held up.
I mean, they held up, right? Okay, and every now and then they would throw in famous people like the Harlem
Oh
Globetrotters.
yeah. Yep.
Okay, Sonny and Cher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kiss.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Right. So, you'd have the mystery, and what was interesting about it is the mysteries were age appropriate and they were actually engaging. You're like,
They were.
I wonder
Yeah.
who did do it, right? And at the end they do the big reveal, and you'd be like, it
And
was
I
the
would have gotten
lighthouse
away
keeper.
with it too if
If
it
you were
wasn't
you
for you
meddling
meddling
kids.
kids.
Exactly, meddling, right? Try to work that. I think we should bring that back. Like,
I I think
you
that
know,
might be a t-shirt.
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
If it weren't for you meddling kids,
Mm-hmm.
just, you know what? And then they can say whatever they want. Like,
Yep.
just, if it weren't for you meddling kids,
Yep.
my retirement would be fully
Right?
funded.
Dot. Yep.
Exactly. I'd have my IRA would be a much higher balance if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Yeah, it held up for sure because the boys watched it and they
Mhm.
made some full length movies
Yeah, I
and
think the
they were
Kiss
good.
one was a
Mhm.
full length one.
They were good.
So, okay.
All right,
Um,
I'm gonna go back a little bit further though. I don't know if this is like pre, Hanna-Barbera or whatever, but and I
Hanna
come up with
Barbera, and put some
right.
respect in your mouth. Okay, go ahead.
Um and I always think of them kind of together, Johnny Quest and Land of the Lost.
So those were very much like 60s, 70s, right? Like
That's what I'm saying. Were
yeah.
they earlier? Yeah.
No. Because also in that was also like Sequest, right? Wasn't there one where they were in a submarine or something,
Yeah.
right? Like, and you're exactly right, but I never got into those.
No?
Like Speed Racer,
Right.
was, like, there was something about
Quest
them.
we watched, and I don't think I chose it. I feel like
I
we
think it was I think it was our older brother.
okay, that would make sense because it was
Yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and that,
That
to
makes sense.
me, to me, I guess I just liked violence. No, I'm only kidding.
It was
Like,
everywhere.
yeah, like for me, I liked I guess I was younger, and so the idea of a bunny rabbit, a talking duck, or so on and so forth appealed
Mhm.
to me intellectually. Whereas Johnny Quest and what have you, these were cartoons where it was a young,
Yeah.
preteen boy, and so I think that probably appealed to our older brother.
Well, I
So,
think also, it was, like, less technologically savvy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
color in the drawings and stuff like that, you know?
yeah. Hmm.
Hey, so we just blew through our time.
No
So,
kidding. Oh wow.
yeah. So can we do a part 2
Of course we can. I
time?
mean, there's a lot to be said about Saturday mornings.
I was just gonna say, I mean, so what we can do is we can just start and be
Hmm.
like, okay, we're already there. We already watched Looney Tunes, you know?
Uh-huh.
All right.
I've got a lot of mixed feelings about Smurfette that I want to get off my chest.
Okay. All right. So you go to your therapist first and then we'll circle back.
Hmm.
You always leave on something awkward, Pat.
Hey, you know what? Give the people what they want, Jen. Give the people what they want.
Sure. Okay. All right. So we're going to say goodbye and we will continue this conversation another time.
All right. Love you.
That's all, folks.